What is up? It is another episode of Dynasty Pylon here. Wednesday night, as usual, we always coming in hot, coming in the middle of the week. Talk a little bit of football before the big game tomorrow, and then of course Sunday, as we all know it. It's a special week today, and this week we are traveling to Munich, Germany. And for those who are in the chat, hello Jonathan, hello Alejandro. How are you guys doing? And today, if you guys not familiar, we have Brian, the Grizzly from our Nerd Huddle, who's actually on the Pan and Grizzly.
I am
here today. Usually he's in the chat, but he's here today. So, how are you doing?
I am great. I mean, I'm feeling so good. I mean, I have a quarterback. I mean, what else can I ask for? I'm
had a quarterback.
No. I've never had a quarterback.
You've had him since last year.
No, we didn't know. We didn't know how good he was. We finally let him, our office coordinator, let him be who he is. And we're actually scheming things to let him be blocked. I mean, blocking for him. It's just great. I don't know what else to expect. Every week now, every Sunday, I'm excited to watch the Bears. I always watch the Bears, but now I'm excited to watch the Bears. It's great.
But you've always said, no. We've always said this. I've always said this. You know this. I've been waiting for Justin Fields to actually break out, but I wasn't expecting it anytime soon. Next year, we're going to get this a lot more. I've already known you guys had a quarterback. The problem is you guys have no freaking line. And Jonathan, you hate the background. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Matter of fact, speaking of, I keep forgetting. This is a new thing. You guys got to remind me. You guys come in here first and foremost. Whoever gets here first has choice of background. Jonathan, you want the Saints back there. The only reason I had the Atlanta Falcons at first is because tomorrow we're doing Falcons and Panthers. So, Jonathan, if you'd like, I could change it to the Saints if you want.
I mean, I got my Falcons jersey on, my Deion Sanders jersey on.
Well, I'll start it off with the Falcons because we're talking about the Falcons tomorrow. I usually do the away team on Wednesdays, and then Thursday we usually end up doing the home team.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to start this thing where the first person that comes in chooses the background. So yeah, if Jonathan, if you want, I could change it. If not, we'll just leave it. But
as long as it's not Green Bay, I'm good. So whatever you guys want, as long as it's not Green Bay.
Well, you're not here, so
I'm leaving
half the time. So I know you come in, you say your 2 cents, and then you leave. I know it. I get it. It's
Dude,
cool.
I leave it on my iPad listening to it. My wife is like, "Why are we listening to the whole damn show?" I'm like, "Why do you guys think I'm going?" I don't know.
I mean, honestly, sometimes I'll put on your guys' show, and I'll just kind of like, if I got stuff to do, I'll just leave it for the view, and I just won't be in attendance, but I'll leave it for the view at least, and that's normally what I typically do. You guys come in a little bit later. Usually Tuesday nights I'm doing homework, so I'm actually so but yeah, I can change it. If not, we'll leave it. But you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn on my Twitch right now. I don't even know who's over there right now.
Let me share to our group too.
Say what?
I should share to the thing to our group.
What group?
I have a football group so I'm in. I'm gonna share.
Oh, okay. Yeah, usually I just go to stream and just because I know. So, oh man, all right, here we go. Is this channel producer? There it is. In my own stream manager. There we go. All right, now we're good. Now we're good. We're golden. All right, we got somebody over there. Sweet. Let me put that over here. My apologies. All right.
Do the Saints background so he doesn't get sick.
What? I would like the Saints background. Falcons are making you say, man. Hey, man. They Jonathan, I'm very disappointed in your Saints right now. I'm gonna bring them up a little later. I'm very disappointed in them right now, to be honest. I thought they were gonna do a little bit better.
Just like I thought the Buccaneers would be a little bit better. I mean, the Buccaneers are just like, it's like watching paint dry. It's terrible.
No, well, yeah, but I'm talking about specifically more Monday. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Because we have Brian. I've told you a couple of segments that we do. So, first and foremost, Alejandro, how are you guys doing? Jonathan, how are you doing? I hope your fantasy did okay. I know Alejandro is advancing into the Guillotine League as well. It was just a horrible week for me. It was a horrible week. I lost in about 70% of my leagues. It was really bad, and then it's official. Mark is leaving this week. Mark is leaving this week. I don't know what I'm going to do football wise. I don't. I really don't. Like, there is a time where you call up your best friend, you're like, hey, where are we gonna watch the game? Or do you want to go to your place, my place? What are we doing?
Yep.
Every time, right? And it's just like I know people like that, but they're always too busy. Mark was always available every single time. Like, we made schedule for Thursdays, Mondays, and Sundays. That was it. Everybody else is like either too busy, or they can't make it, they'll be late, or something's going on, or they just don't know much football as much as we do. So
yeah,
I'm gonna miss him. So
I felt so bad because I was like, man, I beat you in Nerd Huddle on Sleeper.
Oh, I'm doing really bad in that one. That one I'm kind of like,
I beat you on that. Then you lose on the Guillotine League. I was like, oh my gosh. And then you're doing terrible on the Builder Blocks. I was like, man, this is terrible. And then Mark is coming to me. He's coming close to me. I'm moving to Indiana. He's moving to Indiana. I'm like, man, I'm taking his best friend. This is just horrible. I'm doing all these things. I told him it was going to happen. And you know why? You know what's happening? It's because I don't get a Dynasty Pylon jersey. Because of the no Dynasty Pylon jersey, all these things are happening to you right now. That's what's happening. I'm just letting you know. You know what's going to happen? This man right here is going to win it. This man right here is going to win it. I've looked at his team, and his team. Roster got a team, man. I don't know. I got a good team.
Look, I've seen this guy's team. I think he's got it. I think he's got it. We'll see. We'll see. There's only 9 of you left, so which means only 8 weeks left, which is crazy. I made it to the midway point, so that I'm okay with. Like, I'm not too disappointed. I felt like no matter what I said in the chat to defend myself, you guys were going to turn it around. I was like, you know what? I give up. No, Anthony's the worst. Anthony's the worst. I'm sure he'll pop in at some point and say something too. So, whatever. It's fine. Like, everybody's extremely happy. Oh yeah, the host of the show is kicked out of his own league. Like, look, I made a halfway point. That's fine.
No. Just being real. To be truthful, last week you had the best, the number 1 points. Everybody, you have more points than anyone. Though we were dropping people, trying to get lower. Ross, Anthony almost messed up. He was one person away. He was one point away.
Yeah.
To be in.
So that's why, like, why are you talking crap when you almost lost? So I just let him have it. Let him have his show. But look, but I'm telling you, it's we'll see what happens at the end. So I'm crazy to think that someone offered me straight up Olave for my
damn third.
Yeah,
that's
no,
that's
horrible. No, that's horrible. No. You keep Olave.
Don't get me wrong. Olave is one of those guys that are rookie of the year. It's like
you're running back. Sorry.
You know what I said? Olave sounds good it's good for rookie of the year. He's doing okay. It's really him. Who is it? Garrett Wilson. And that's it. Kenneth Walker the third. That's really all we got.
No,
unless you go on defense. Now, if you go on defense, now we can talk about Sauce Gardner. We can talk about.
But Kenneth is going to be the guy from here on out. Like, it's
because he gets the ball so much, but he didn't have it at the beginning of the year.
No, but we said we predicted this. Like, eventually at some point, like, did we really think that Penny was going to survive the whole season? No.
No one did.
No. Like, we all said it.
Week 4, week 5, maybe.
They're jealous that they have Etienne, Henry, and Kit. Wow. Well, hey, look, you did smart, and now you don't have a running back issue at all. That's the best thing, and I would keep it that way. I wouldn't trade any of them. I would keep it that way. Get yourself through the playoffs, because the more running backs you have, the less stressful it is, because running backs earn you points on the ground. So
that's just what it is, and they're reliable.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go with one of our segments, unless you want to talk more trash about.
No, man. It's no need to talk trash when you're this good. It don't even matter. You've been talking so much stuff. You said how easy all these other drafts are. I told you after you beat me in the finals last year that I was coming for you. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to comfort you in every league you in. I'm going to comfort you. That's it.
The thing is, injuries. So look, injuries change the way fantasy turns out. Like the Nerd Huddle one, I went in with Dak and Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
And Dak got hurt, so I'm like, okay, well that's fine. And week 2, week 3, pretty early, I got Matt Ryan. I'll just throw him in; he'll be fine. We didn't know that Matt Ryan was just basically toast.
No one.
We like, what the hell? So yeah, so now it's to a point where I was streaming a quarterback every week until Dak got back. So it was a struggle. It has been a struggle. So that one I'm a little. I might actually be last in that league, to be honest. There's only like 8 of us in there, so
yeah. Well, I think we got 10, but I think as long as Fredo's there, somehow he's going to mess up. I mean, even though he got rid of his entire team 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, he
got
did.
a
whole
new team.
It was a whole new team. Mike appreciates me. Yeah. No, look, I like Mike. Mike's a good guy. And Anthony, I would imagine he does too. I mean, the reason he's doing as good as he is because of me. Like, I helped him with his defense. No, I really did. Like, his defense was changed the way, like, I looked at things, because there's certain guys that, like, yes, you get these all-star guys, but sometimes in certain key moments, they're not going to be good because the quarterback can't throw as hard or as well. So, like, if it's a strong arm QB, a lot of people like fade away from good DBs. I'm like, no. You put the good DB in because the quarterback's going to be throwing deeper into his territory. And a lot of people don't see it that way. They see it, oh yeah, he's coming in, he's just going to tear it up. I'm like, no. As a matter of fact, that receiver is going to be in his zone most of the time. Same with linebackers. Like if a mediocre QB comes in with the crap line, that's linebackers all day. Because not only can he rush, he's going to get through the line, and he's not going to have enough time to throw it past 10 yards. Where's your linebacker? Right there at 10 yards. So it's like things don't see. They don't see it that way. They see good quarterback, don't start anybody against this guy. I'm like, no, it's almost opposite.
It's
really.
Almost counterintuitive. Like, you have to do it. You have to start the guy. Actually, listening to you actually helped me out a whole lot too. Finding linebackers that are actually defensive linemen too. Guys that are high usage rates, safeties. Safeties that are big tacklers. I love doing that.
Sometimes I shouldn't put my comments up while you're talking to me or anybody. I'm just reading Danny Dimes, kept them afloat. But no, I appreciate that, man. Like Anthony actually, like, there's some things that Mike and Anthony come to me about, like off stream. They text me like straight up. Like, they have my number. Because I trust them with a lot. So they text me straight up, and they don't blow my phone up or anything. So they text me about certain things. I'm like, oh, I would do this and I would do that. I wouldn't do this. And it's just, defense is so fun that it just makes it a different game. It's no longer the same game anymore. It changes the entire thing. So who's your favorite non-linebacker IDP? Jeremy Chin.
You have loved Jeremy Chin a lot, yeah. Jeremy Chin. I'm surprised you're not saying Isaiah Simmons.
He's climbing there. There. His rookie year wasn't as great as like what we're seeing now is what I would expected his rookie year, because even week 2 or week 3 they benched him completely.
Yeah.
Of this season, after all the hype of doing star linebacker stuff, the first couple weeks he wasn't doing as what they wanted to, and they benched him like completely. I was a little worried. I didn't drop him. I was just a little worried. So I kept him on the bench until I saw something flip. But once I saw now everything this week, oh my goodness, this week Isaiah Simmons, if he's there, I think I would play him this week.
I've never seen an IDP guy get like 24 points. I was like, what?
It's quarterback numbers,
interception, breaking up passes and tackles, all this. It's stupid. That's stupid.
So we have Budda Baker in Arizona, he's not playing this week. So which means it's going to open it up for freaking Isaiah Simmons big time. So I'm actually really excited for him and Zaven Collins this week. who does Arizona play? They play LA Rams.
Yeah.
So
Rams.
they're gonna have a really good game. I hope that Petrie keeps playing. Yeah, so do I. Petrie's good. And as a matter of fact, in Dynasty, I would get definitely Petrie, for sure. But since we're talking about IDP, let's transition to all right. So we love this dude. We don't even have any shares of this man. He's just a really good lineman. And if you're new to the channel and you're watching this for the first time, look, as much as we love Josh Allen, we have our own individual defensive player, and that's Max Crosby. So this week we always like to say, is it going to be a Max Crosby or is it going to be a minimum Crosby? So last week we predicted over on his points, and we were wrong. We were freaking wrong.
Know what is going on with their defense. I don't understand what's happening with the LA Raiders. I just don't understand Las Vegas Raiders. I don't understand how they could be so talented and so bad at the same time.
I don't know. So last week it was projected to go to 10. He got himself 5 tackle and forced fumble. So according to what he would have been, like, depending on what your IDP scoring is, ours is pretty close to RB2 numbers. Like, they're pretty low. They're not skyrocket or anything. Like, we're not using IDP 1, 2, 3 or anything. We're just kind of like using point per tackle and then a half tackle for half sack and stuff like that. So for us, it was 10 points. Yeah, that's all he had to get. It's funny I say that's all he had to get because that's kind of hard for some linemen, but for this man, it's pretty easy. Unfortunately, he was just under it, under, like, a little bit.
I will say a forced fumble should get you more points. I always thought.
Yeah, but it was only like 5 tackles.
Yeah.
So the forced fumble got you more, but we didn't want to put more as in like safety wise. Mm-hmm. So like more than the safety points, which next year I talked to Mark about it. We're probably going to up it. We're going to up it a little bit more. So the only 5 tackles that he had got him the 5 points. And then the 720 was probably for the actual forced fumble, which I think is like 1.5 for us. I'll check right now, but I can't really necessarily look on the computer because the computer is a lot different on Sleeper than it is the app.
It's harder to even look at. I mean, the reason I asked you is because I looked at Khalil Mack, which I think last week he had something like 14 points or something like that, 15 points. Oh. And he had a forced fumble, and then he recovered the fumble too. And he only had like 6 tackles, but because he had the forced fumble and recovered the fumble, he ended up with 14 points. The difference between him and Max Crosby is just that he recovered the fumble, and that's a big point change.
He had 3 solo tackles, which got the 3 points. A tackle for loss was the 1.5. The assist attack, 2 assist tackles got him a point, and a QB hit is 0.25, and then the fumble recovery, which is 2 points.
Yeah.
The issue was which put him underneath a little bit under was the negative fumble yards. We have yards. We have yards, and it makes it a lot harder. We have yards. We have sack yards. If these dudes get like a 20-yard sack, it's game over. It's legit game over. Like that's a good grip of points in a single play. And a lot of leagues, they don't do yards like we do, so that's the differential. That's why some of the points aren't as high, because I know the yardage changes the entire thing. So
totally get you.
Sleeper on PC is 9. Yeah, it really is. It really is. So I could only show you so much. Like everything I'm showing you now, I can't show here unless I actually go into the matchups and then click on it individually if it's still up in it. But other than that,
it's so much easier on the phone.
It is, and and that's good. Honestly, I prefer it that way, just because we're so nowadays in society, we're always on the move. So I'm okay with that. All right. So what are we expecting for Indianapolis? Are we gonna get a Max Crosby or a minimum Crosby?
Super getting a Max Crosby. I picked up the Raiders on my other leagues, the redraft leagues, because I feel like this is going to be huge points for defense going against the Colts, because they can't block. Jonathan Taylor is playing, but Ellinger is just a joke. He's a joke waiting to happen. Crosby's going to have, I'm going to go two sacks. 2+ sacks.
Okay. And then if freaking JT comes back, his tackle's probably gonna go up too.
Yep.
So
exactly.
I would imagine he gets at least 12.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That's a good. I'm definitely saying over 10, but 12 could be easy.
Yeah, they put 30 on. Yeah, no. But for individual defensive players, I'm not. I don't think they're gonna do. Like I'm like, you know what's crazy is I'm gonna be at this game. And I'm excited. And I you know, when I bought these tickets at the beginning of the season, I thought this is preseason, right? Like before preseason, I'm like, damn, this is gonna be a really good game. I almost bought tickets to this same weekend to Cowboys Packers. I was gonna go to.
Oh.
I almost did, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. I feel a little bit better that this matchup is a little bit better than Cowboys Packers.
Is it really?
What's up?
Because the problem is Indianapolis is so bad.
Yeah, but
this whole thing with quarterback.
Yeah, but this is before everything though. Like coming in, we really thought the Colts were going to do good. Coming in, we really thought the Cowboys and the Packers would do decent because we thought Aaron Rodgers was going to do Aaron Rodgers things with doesn't matter who his receivers, but clearly his true colors are actually coming out for once.
The greatest thing I've seen all year. It brings joy to my heart every time we talk about Aaron and him messing up.
As a Bears fan, yes. As a Bears fan, yes. But yeah, so I'm looking at this. I'm like, so we ended up getting tickets to this game. I've been holding on. We're leaving, not tomorrow, but Friday. Just a real quick weekend. I've gone to Vegas so many times that it's yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say this.
Really? Well, I'm just
we're just going for the weekend.
Quick weekend.
It's a weekend trip to Vegas.
What?
I can't believe I'm saying that. I can't believe I'm saying that.
We might get snow in Chicago. He's like, I'm just going to Vegas, This is it.
So everything's good. We're just gonna drive up there. I'm really excited. So I'm gonna try and get there at least 2 hours before the game and just check out the entire stadium. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about actually going live while you guys go live at the same time on the streets of Vegas on my phone, and just people are gonna be looking at me crazy, or maybe they'll ask questions. I'm actually hoping that I might actually get a question while I'm walking the streets.
Man, I think people would want to see the stadium. If you could get in the stadium, stream some of that. People are not going to be able to get in there. No one's going to be able to see it, but just how amazing it looks.
Yeah,
I would pay to see that.
So if we go live during the time while I'm there, because the thing is, it's going to be like 8 a.m. here.
Yeah.
So I don't think. I mean, I might. I don't know. What time is the game? What time is the game for the Raiders game?
Let's look.
That's going to be the difference. Because if it's an early game, I might actually be able to stream while we're there.
It's 3:05.
Yeah, it's never mind. So
yeah,
we ain't doing it. But I'll walk the streets. of Las Vegas and see if I could anybody's in a jersey. I wonder if I could pull them off the side and they have to have a question or anything.
Yeah, that would be really cool if you could.
We'll see. I'm not scared. Mixing in the Pats defense is yeah.
Well, Mixon by himself could win you a
but Mixon. I forgot to do. All right, so I forgot to do this one. I usually have this for like the biggest player that just wrecked everybody, but there was like 3 players.
Yeah.
So the last time I had it was Travis Kelce, but we had Justin Fields, Joe Mixon, and freaking Devontae Adams. So I decided not to make one. But if it was Joe Mixon by himself, which is the biggest hype of this week right now, I probably would have made something like this specifically for Joe Mixon. This is my Travis Kelce one. That was like week.
That was me with Joe Mixon. I'm like, oh my god.
That was week 3 or week 2 when Kelce went off.
Yeah,
I can't remember which week that was.
He
but
had
that was
4 touchdowns or something like that.
So I was going to make one, but Devontae Adams had himself a game. Joe Mixon had himself a game, and Justin Fields had himself a game. I probably could have put it all three in there, but I didn't have enough time, so like screw it.
Say Justin Fields had a game again one more time. I just want to hear it again.
So after Max Crosby, we're talking about Justin Fields. That's enough. That's enough of that. So here we go. So the 4 touchdowns is like 27. Yeah.
That's exactly what he did.
Yeah. It's insane. So I was in a league. One league I actually did win was it was kind of funny because someone had been trying to get Joe Mixon off of me all season. They gave up around week 4. And this guy's always had Joe Mixon for the past couple seasons. And then one league I had him, and I'm like, nah, I'm keeping him because he tried to trade me Najee Harris at the beginning of the season, and I'm like, no, I don't want your Najee Harris. No, go away. I don't want. So I kept Joe Mixon, and I picked up Justin Fields this week on that same league. Yeah, with Mixon. So I told him to get shit on. And literally, he was like, yeah, okay. Like, he had no chance. Like, I just blew him out of the water. He was like,
you had 100 points between 2 people.
Yeah. So it was pretty funny. It was pretty. Can Fields be sustainable rest of season? Yes and no. The next 2 games, I believe so. It's after that, I'm a little bit worried, depending on how they change the situation. Because I know Fields has. Let me look. I know Fields has a pretty easy schedule for the next couple games.
And then the last 5 games of the season are horrible. It's horrible.
I thought there was a good one though. No. Your playoff weekend. Your playoff weekend. If he does good this week, stash him because playoff weekend is week 17. He's playing Detroit again. That's why I think he might be sustainable. He's got Detroit, Atlanta. The Jets might smoke him, so I'm not putting him in there. Green Bay could be okay. Then they got the bye week. Philly's probably going to smoke him, and Buffalo's probably going to smoke him. And then you put him through. You throw him back out there in Detroit.
All right. So now here's the truth. Justin Fields is going to produce points for you the rest of the season. He's going to get you points because of what he does, because he runs the ball and he throws the ball, and he doesn't have a lot of interceptions. Because of that, he's going to get you points. Even if you look in the past, the last 6 weeks, not just the last 3, last 6 weeks, he's been averaging over 17 points. So if you're looking for, I'm not saying he's a top 10 quarterback, but he's going to be right there around, 11, 12 for the rest of the season. And there will be games where he's going to have these huge 30-point, 40-point eruptions, especially looking for Detroit. I'll be looking for even Minnesota and the Packers. I'll be looking for to play Justin in all those games because of what he does, because he runs the ball, he opens up lanes. So it's going to be a guy that's going to be someone you want to think about starting week in, week out. It's exactly what Martin said is going to happen next weekend. It's happening now. That's what's going on. He got past his 17 games for his rookie season, and ever since that 17th game, he's been producing.
I'm not putting him against the Jets, Buffalo, or Philly.
He'll
be consistent to where he gets you at least 16 points. 16 points, maybe. Those 3 games, those 3 tough matchups. Like Jets, look what they did with Josh Allen. And Josh Allen did 30+ something, and they capped him at 20.
Allen wasn't right. There's something wrong with Josh Allen.
They capped him at 20, though. They capped him at 20. And I'm like, clearly, in my opinion, I think Josh Allen is another tier above Fields.
Yeah, right now. Yeah.
And I don't think that at any point this season Fields is going to reach that point. There's no way. I'm not putting him against the Jets.
They're going to be games that he's more athletic. There's most of the time, Justin Fields is the fastest person on the entire field. He is literally the fastest person on the entire field. And because of that threat, eventually it's going to get to just the threat of the run. It's going to open up passing. And now having Claypool out there is going to even give him even more. The problem with the Bears is they're not going to be able to stop anybody. But I think the Bears can score or average 30 points.
I'll get to these, man.
Yeah,
the thing is, like, look, like what Jonathan's saying. Next season, yes, they're gonna have amazing cap. If they don't fix that line, it's gonna be another repeat season. Do they get the receiver? Yeah, they made some moves for it, which is confusing about Claypool. I like it. At the same time, I don't. I felt like they could have used another lineman. I don't know. It was just confusing to me. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm not saying I love it either, though. It was just like, if you know you're in full rebuild mode, kind of.
You need
like
you don't like
out,
you don't like the receivers are coming out. So the
in less than a week they gave out their top two like defensive, best players in like less than a week or two to try and flip this team. And then you go out and get Claypool. Like, are you flipping or are you not? Like, what are you doing? And that was the biggest confusion on why get Claypool. Like, you could have looked into the draft for it. I don't know.
Here's my problem. So the problem with Justin Fields is he needs to have some weapons on the field to allow him to be good and to allow him to not take so many hits. He has to be able to get the ball out of his hands. So you have to have some weapons out there. They didn't have any weapons. So getting Claypool allows him to stretch the field vertically.
But I feel like the line is more important than what they needed.
See, the line, we're not going to get another left tackle. Braxton Jones is going to stay at left tackle. Cody Whitehair is going to stay at left guard. Jenkins is going to stay at right guard. So really all he needs is a center and a right tackle. So you're only getting two of those. And you can spend money. Riley Reef is good enough to you can put him at right tackle, honestly. So you might only draft a center. And that might solidify your line good enough. The defensive line is where you're going to need a lot of those draft picks and a lot of that money. That defensive line is the worst I've seen in the entire NFL. I don't think there's anyone in the NFL that's worse than the Bears.
Yeah, that's
that front seven defense is awful.
Let's mention the line. I don't know. What's up, Kadani? How are you? Yes, we will see you tomorrow at Twin Peaks. I will be there. Mark will be there. It'll be our final. Matter of fact, Kadani, that'll be the final time you might actually see him, to be honest. So I'm glad you're coming out. If you can make it, we'll be there the entire game. So let's get Alejandro's question. Should I play Wilson, Rondale Moore, or Lazard for flex?
That's a good problem. I like Wilson. I really do.
I do too, but I don't know. McCaffrey is just like, I don't know. I don't know.
See, Wilson being on the Dolphins right now.
Wilson is where's he at now? Miami,
right? Dolphins right now, and their offense is clicking on all cylinders. And though you saw last week, because I saw in the Bears game that he was really getting the ball. He was explosive, and he knows that offense already. I like Wilson.
That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah. Because Mostert was basically, in the second half, it wasn't him. It was just all Wilson. Yeah. And I think that he's going to eventually take over that starting role. Rondale Moore is interesting, but he's playing with Kyler Murray, so it's always you holding your breath all the time. He has the talent, but you're like, is he going to get you the points? I mean, it depends on how your stress level wants to be. Alan Lazard, there's just so many weapons out there, so I don't know.
And he's also banged up too.
Yeah,
I know he did. He just got banged up. Like he coming in, like the loss of Dobbs is going to help him a lot.
Maybe,
but I don't think that Dallas is going to allow him to just run all over them. There's too many good DBs there that I think your best option here is Wilson.
Yep.
Even though it's against Cleveland, you got Myles Garrett and Clowney back there, but the line, if he can get past the line, he's good because all their linebackers are banged up.
Yep.
That's
once again, the stretching of that field because they have.
I think they're going to run up the middle a lot.
Exactly. I think
or a lot of screenplays to where freaking Myles Garrett doesn't get him.
Yep.
But I think Wilson might be your best bet here.
I'm entirely in agreement with you.
So yeah, I hope that helps. And so yeah, just and Kadani, you just let me know. Just shoot me a text or whatever, and then we'll figure it out. We're going to be watching the rest of pretty much watching the game till it's over, and then we'll chill thereafter. And whenever Mark decides to leave, is when we'll leave because there's gonna be a lot of us there. So
Mark can't leave. Just like him, he has to be the last person.
Hey, you know what though? It's like I said, look, it's gonna be really interesting because the mind that we have created for this channel is we're so in sync with both offense and defense. I cannot go to anybody else and here in this state. Like if I had to go to Chicago over there, like I could talk to you all day, every day about both sides of the ball. But when it comes to over here, like everyone's gonna know offense because why they play fantasy football, but then they don't know defensive. Like I remember last year, it was a call that you guys were saying don't start somebody against the Packers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, because what's his face? The DB's coming back. It was Deebo Samuel against who's their main freaking DB over there, the corner.
Oh, and Green Bay. What's it?
I can't remember right now. I just can't. But I remember calling it out. I'm like, I wouldn't do it. And then sure enough, he came back. Yeah. Jair Alexander. Yeah, thank you, John.
Alexander.
I'm like, no, he's coming back. He's gonna put him. And you're like, no, I'd still play him. Like, okay. And sure enough, he didn't do anything. Like,
no, literally, Jair shut him down. He literally did.
Yeah, and it's just things like that a lot of people don't agree with because they don't watch both sides of the ball. Jonathan plays IDP. I love Jonathan. Jonathan comes in here and he talks about IDP. Comes in and gives me IDP questions. I love it. Do I play Gabe Davis or Palmer? I'm worried about Allen's injury. I am too.
Yeah, you should be.
I am worried about this too. Thank God I have Dak Prescott as my backup in this league that I do have Josh Allen.
Well, honestly, think about it. This injury is what people get Tommy John surgery for if they're pitchers.
Yes.
This is a serious injury. And it didn't sound good at all. But in the answer, Gabe Davis dropping that touchdown last week made me not feel very comfortable.
No. I'm in a situation where I've seen in one other league I got stacked with Kupp in Stafford. I'm not putting Kupp in because if Bryce Perkins comes in or whoever the dude is, like Bryce Perkins should be the quarterback coming in, but they have another guy above him, which I can't remember his name. But Bryce Perkins should be the next guy up if Stafford doesn't go in.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing for Allen and Davis. Davis is only good as his job. I'm not putting Casey Keenum with Davis. Like I just can't because Josh Allen is great with Davis. Like everyone's like, oh yeah, but we saw that 70-yard bomb after he got injured. I'm like, yeah, but in the heat of the moment, like this dude had like, yeah. Now the arm's rested. Now the injury swelled up or whatever. So now it's to a point where I don't feel comfortable enough. Like he might get you 50 yards, but I'm not going to be happy with 50 yards because I need to win. I need a touchdown. We're into the time where if you're not putting your best lineup, you may or may not make playoffs starting this week. Week 10 is one of the biggest weeks in fantasy football because you don't know if you're going to make playoffs or not this week.
If you have Stephon Diggs, because Case Keenum is going in the game, do you play him? They have a relationship from before. We got to remember that.
You could bench a wide receiver 2 and a wide receiver 3, but you just can't bench a wide receiver 1.
But you're benching Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, but that's only because they got nobody else. Casey Keenum is a little bit better than Bryce Perkins or some other whoever they got back there.
Yeah. Case Keenum's
like if I knew who was coming in, I'd be okay with it. And a lot of people don't know who Bryce Perkins is. I do, but I don't even know who the guy above Bryce Perkins is. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm completely out. Oh man, so I'm glad. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I mean, sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. Well, Claypool's booty cheeks. Thanks for my second rounder.
All right, whatever, Dirk. I'll take Claypool gladly. Let him stretch my field vertically, and we'll be okay.
I think Claypool's in a better fit. I think he's in a better fit. Sometimes some players fit better in other spots.
So
Again, I'm the only one in the island with Kadarius Toney, and I think next year it's going to happen. Next year I think it's going to happen. I'm telling you, next year.
Oh man, I don't know.
No, let me have this. Okay. He's electrifying. Let me have Kadarius Toney hype. All right.
You're the only one. You're the only one on that boat. Like, it's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna happen.
Just watch. I'll be in that island with my binoculars, and when it happens, I'm gonna set some fireworks off, and y'all just be like, I wish I was on that island right now.
Mario will be out there talking to Wilson. Wilson, it's just be him and Wilson out there.
No, I really think there's gonna something happen. I think, but hey, let me be. And he was not good when he was in for the Rams the first time.
Yeah. Wolford. Yeah.
Yeah, Wolford. Yeah. Okay. That does sound familiar. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know why they're not throwing Bryce Perkins. Bryce Perkins a running quarterback. I like Bryce Perkins.
Been there for a while.
He has been. Yeah. And I don't know why he's not the next man up, but hey, whatever. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to the next segment. It's one of our newest ones. Actually, both of these segments are actually pretty new, but we just kind of implement them on our Wednesday, and this is why Wednesday is one of our favorite shows. But we call it is I'm not mad, okay? I'm just disappointed. Okay. and Jonathan, buddy, I'm really disappointed in your Saints right now. Okay. In my guillotine league, all I needed them was just Chris Olave or Taysom Hill. Just one of them. Just one of them to score one single touchdown.
Oh my God.
Like I'm not mad because of the decision I made. Like I would never do this again, but the one time, Jonathan, okay, the one time, Jonathan, that I trusted your Saints, they did me dirty. And I'm really disappointed in myself for trusting them. I'm really disappointed in the Saints. And I'm really disappointed in Taysom Hill. And I'm really disappointed in wow, who in the hell trusted Andy Dalton to stay in the game that long? I would have swapped him out and put Taysom Hill in. It's my one and only time I'm going to trust the Saints.
You say I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. No one knows.
So again, I'm not mad.
No,
entirely. I'm just really disappointed in what the outcome was, because that game should have been a lot closer than what it was, and it clearly wasn't. And I'm still.
You should blame yourself because you told me out your own mouth, do not trust Taysom Hill. You said it. This is like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but who was I gonna put? A fresh Viking tight end who just arrived yesterday, who probably doesn't know the playbook. Who would have thought that TJ Hawkinson would have done as good as he did? Nobody. Nobody.
8 points on his bench, and Taysom Hill got 1.2 points. Like, what is going on?
Look, guys get to new teams, and they usually don't do hot. It's every now and then it happens, and TJ Hawkinson was one of them.
Yeah,
just roll the dice. But you know what though? To be honest though, yesterday was the easiest waiver wire I've ever done all season. It really was. Watch. If you don't win the season, just watch. That Tuesday we'd be like, wait, that's it? I'm like, this is usually more stressful. It was actually kind of nice. So it wasn't too bad. The one time, and I don't think I'll ever do it again. I would deny any superstar out of the Saints. I just can't. We're tanking without a first round. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. I am so sorry. The Eagles are undefeated and have the top 10 pick. Thanks. Oh, that is right.
The Eagles get the Saints.
That's right. That is so right. They get the 6th round pick as of now. If the season ended right now, they get the 6th round pick.
That is crazy. Right now, the Eagles will have a higher pick than the Bears. That's crazy.
I still think you guys are JSN. I still think you guys pick up JSN. It would just make sense. First round JSN. why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was just nuts. So again, Brian, do you have
I got something.
I'm not mad, just disappointed.
Yes. All right. Look. So obviously, yeah, everything I'm talking about is the Bears because this is just what I watched, and my heart is with it. Second to last play, the throw, the pass interference, the call that was not called. I thought I was gonna be angry. I'm not mad at the refs for not calling the pass interference. I'm just disappointed. I'm just disappointed that they didn't do it. But in the end, it's probably helped me out more. The Bears need to lose. We need to have a higher draft pick. So I'm not really mad. But I'm disappointed that we didn't win the game. We should have won that game. You know, so I mean, the refs, first of all, the Eddie Jackson one was not pass interference. And then Claypool the guy had his arms around Claypool, and that wasn't a pass interference. I just don't understand. But I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed that they couldn't pull the flag out of their damn pocket. It didn't make any damn sense.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are. We'll talk about it. Jonathan said, "I'm not mad, but it's getting past disappointed with Keenan."
Oh yeah,
yeah. Yeah. I can agree with you 100% on that. That dude is. I don't know what's going on. I have him in one league, and it's a redraft league, so it's a little bit harder to drop such a star player like that. Mm-hmm. Especially when this league doesn't have an IR.
What? So, they don't have an IR either?
Yeah, this league particularly does not have an IR. So it's really hard to it is getting to that point, and I agree with you 100%. I don't even know if I should drop him or keep him. It's like you might as well just keep him.
Yeah, at this point.
Because when you do drop him, watch next day. Oh, he's 100%. He was out there running routes in practice. It's like, bro, really? If they don't call that, they don't. Yeah, BS for real. So yeah, no, but about your Bears, man, like Jonathan mentioned earlier, and you've been saying it, they're gonna have a lot of money. They can reconstruct this team. They have 9 draft picks next season. They have a first. They have Baltimore second. Your guys is third. Your guys is fourth. Philadelphia's fifth, and then your fifth. New England's fifth.
Yep.
Which is after your fifth, which is about, let me see here, 7 picks after your pick, and then you got 2 7s in the 7th round.
Yep.
So if you guys don't go JSN first pick, and then I would hope that with the Baltimore pick and maybe the 3rd round pick, figure out
I think you go
another piece for the line.
You go right tackle in the 3rd round. You go center in the 5th round, and then you get defensive guys the rest of the way.
What about first and second though?
So first, you definitely get the wide receiver out of Ohio State, or what's the kid from USC? The wide receiver from USC.
USC.
I'm blanking on his name.
Wide receiver?
Yeah.
Because I know Jason is. You talk Addison.
Yes, Addison. I wouldn't be surprised if they go there. Go him 1st round pick, because now you have a 3-headed monster. Now you have a 1st, a 2nd, and a 3rd level receiver for real. So now you have a professional offense. Now you go 2nd round, you're looking at pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
And then now 3rd, you're looking at probably right tackle. 4th, you have 2 fourths. That's when you go center, and then you start looking at your defense. You just go all defensive line up there, and then you're going to sign a lot of defensive line because your front 7 is booty. Mm-hmm. If you could do that, because I think our defensive backfield is good and they have depth too, but that's the guy. I think that's what we have to do. You do that, this team turns around. Unless we're like the Philadelphia Eagles of this year.
I think that maybe.
I don't know how they're going to pay them both.
I will go. Yeah, I don't know either. It's going to be interesting to do, especially since Lamar's still in his weird situation.
I mean, Lamar's going to need $260 million. Roquan wants $20+ million a year. How are you going to pay them? I don't know.
Hey, look, I don't know, but I think they're going to. I don't think they would have made this trade if they didn't think they would plan for this for the future, because they need to do this at some point, and it's smart if they take care of Roquan now, and then deal with Lamar later. Just because I think Lamar would be a little bit easier to negotiate with when it comes to, because he's on his final. Like, this is it.
Yep. Well, you could franchise Roquan. Them trading for him, they could franchise Roquan. They could sign Lamar and then work on Roquan afterwards, whatever money you have left.
Yeah. So I agree. But no, it's going to be very interesting. But I'm just really happy that that's where he landed, though, because that's exactly what they needed. They needed a leader, and I called it that at some point I figured Blake Martinez or the trade rumors of Roquan would end up in the Ravens defense, because Queen's good. Don't get me wrong, he's great, but he's not a leader. He's not that leader, and I see it. I watch him, like he's just a really good player, but just they need that face to that defense. And I really thought
Roquan and him going to Baltimore is the perfect place, because I mean, you're going to play where you're going from Chicago, where it's all about linebackers, to follow, Ray Lewis, who might be the greatest middle linebacker of all time. Honestly,
those shoes have not been filled yet.
You can't. But Roquan has the talent to do those things. He has the talent, and he's a good leader. People follow him.
I think Roquan can, if he stays there. I think they could like keep it there as like Ray Lewis will be there, but I feel like even now, I think Roquan can.
Yeah, no, I think he's gonna be a good one.
And then another one is I'm not mad but disappointed with the Saints doctors. Michael Thomas don't know how to professional doctor. The toe is a toe. Oh man. Oh yeah. Yeah. Queen isn't the best. Yeah, he's just not that guy. He's just not. What's up, Tank? Don't they have that friend who's there? Yeah, I don't know.
Lamar is his own device. You have to talk to Lamar, and it's hard, as we see. It's hard to negotiate with players because you got to tell them bad stuff about them. What are you gonna say about Lamar? Hey man, you're just not that tall. You're not that good of a player. Your whole office is depending on him. You gonna
all
say
31 teams are gonna go after him. All 31 teams are gonna go after him
easily. We have Justin Fields here. If Lamar was available, I'd be like, hey, let's go get Lamar.
If that was the case, look, you guys are gonna be the richest team next year. If you guys would be able, you guys would send Justin to Baltimore and cover Lamar's paycheck, and I think easy. Like I think everyone would agree with that.
Yeah, I think also Baltimore would be happy with that too.
Yeah, no, I think so too. So I don't know. We might be calling something here that may or may not happen. So, but I want to see. I wanted the Saints to take Queen or that linebacker who has a charge. Oh, Murray. Yeah. Murray. Yeah. Kenneth, right? Kenneth Murray.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, no, he's a pretty good linebacker. I feel like the Chargers are just like they have too many cooks for him not to excel. They got Drew Tranquil, then they brought in Mack, and then they got it's just too much. And I think this is why Murray hasn't excelled as far as we should have thought.
Well, the Chargers just gotta get healthy. They just had a tough season with injury bug. If they were healthy, that defense would be dominant. But they just 100%. Can't get healthy. 100%. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened to J.C. Collins. I don't know if Bill Belichick has a voodoo doll on him or something like that, putting like pins through his body. I don't know what's happened. J.C. Collins was the best last year. He came there and just fell apart. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so and Derwin is great around the box. It's hard for him to and that's the thing. There's too much talent there in the box for the fact that even Derwin isn't. I think Derwin has like a sack or two this season, and I'm used to him getting like at least 4 by now. 5 by now. So it's interesting to see what the Chargers doing, and I'm surprised. The true saying is too many cooks in the kitchen is not enough progress sometimes, and that's exactly what's happening over there. There's too much talent. I think they're just overlapping each other, and they're not. I don't know.
No one else knows how to play their role. That's what it seems like. They don't know how to play their role. Everyone's trying to do everything instead of just doing their one thing that they're supposed to do. And then next thing you know, someone's running down the field.
But maybe after getting trucked by Patterson, they might have Murray take over. Yeah, Tranquil did get. It's crazy. Like, I love Drew Tranquil this season too. He's doing really good. I just picked him up on my dynasty because I was pretty set at linebacker, but I needed an extra dude.
No, you're fine. I remember you're fine. That fantasy team is nasty. Your defense is nasty.
Yeah, I have Parsons, but I put him at defensive line.
Oh, okay.
Because I have that option. So which opened it up for another linebacker, which I got Isaiah Simmons, who has the eligibility to be a defensive back. Yeah. So I put him at defensive back. So I'm still left with two linebacker options. Who did I put? Bobby Wagner, right? Because I've had him forever. And I picked up Shaq Thompson, who's just fine, just as good, but he's not doing as good as Drew Tranquil. So I literally dropped Shaq Thompson for Drew Tranquil. Like that's not easy to say, but Drew Tranquil's doing that good this season. Like if he should not be a free agent anywhere.
I got a question for you. This is kind of random, but is Micah Parsons doing well enough to put him in get an MVP vote? I know this isn't usually a quarterback-driven thing, but no one is taking off.
They've been double teaming him a lot. If you watch the Cowboys game, they have been double teaming him a lot this season.
Still doing it, and he's making plays. I mean, obviously, I told you, watch the Bears game. Micah Parsons, we were scheming against him, and he was still making every play.
It's crazy. I've never seen offensive where they actually scheme like a whole plan to get rid of a single player. That's what they're doing to Micah Parsons this year. And it's amazing to see. And he's still getting freaking plays. It's not as productive as last season, but he's still making it happen. But
Aaron Donald with him. He's like Aaron Donald this year. They're putting 3 players. They got 2 guys, 2 linemen double teaming, and they're chipping.
It's crazy. Not only are the 2 linemen going up against him, freaking running back or fullback is always having to get behind him. It's nuts. It's fun to watch.
And they're losing.
It's fun to watch. All right, so let's end it with we got 2 more things to do. I mean, unless you got to run.
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. So we have another segment. This is our newest one. We've only ran. This is the 3rd time we'll do it, but this is will they or will they not hit their over unders? So last week we had Bradley Chubb, and Mark had said that he was going to hit the under. I thought he was going to hit the over because it was Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong. So hats off to you, Mark. And then Geno Smith, I said he was going to hit the over because it was against Arizona, and he said he was going to hit under, and he hit under by 0.3. So about
not wrong by a lot. That was
it wasn't that. Yeah, it was like by margins. So Mark won both of them. So hats off to him. He could not be here today. He's getting behind on packing, and he also mixing it with homework, which he still has to do. Yeah, so he's still packing, and he had to balance between the show, homework, and packing. And if we're all going out tomorrow for the last final game that he's here, just go out to Twin Peaks. He made the decision not to come on tonight. So thank you again, Brian, for coming on today.
Of course.
But yeah, I covered him to. I'm sure Mark made it to with. Yeah. He actually hit it. So actually, no. Hold on. So my bad. I had the under. He had the over. Is that what I said?
Yeah, but he said that Mark was like, "Oh yeah, he did great. It was crazy." But it was just by 0.3. It was barely.
Yeah, it was just by 0.3. So yeah, I had the over and I lost by 0.3, and he had the under. So
yeah,
it's just crazy. But other than that, though, freaking, it wasn't by that far, like by much. So my question to you is, do you have somebody who you think will hit over under? And we're going by standard because, like, we can do PPR.
Mm-hmm.
either way, I mean, it wouldn't change. It'll probably be like by a couple of points or something like that, but not by much.
Yeah.
So do you have anybody that won't they?
I want to go to Detroit.
Okay.
I want to go back with Williams.
So with Williams. Okay. See what we got. With Chicago,
Yep.
His over under is about 10. 10. It's like 9.93, but we can go 10. We'll round it up to 10. Over 10 or under 10?
He's going to go over. Okay. I think he's going to go way over.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing with you. I think he's going to go over with that too. Chicago can't stop the run for Jack.
Yeah, they can't stop you and me running.
I mean, hey, look, when you get rid of most of your key players, there's gaps to be filled, and Morrow cannot be everywhere at once.
Hey, but
he's not that great. Special.
But he's playing great. But Jack Sanborn, or whatever his name is, not special. He's just a dude.
Yeah, he's not that great. I mean, I'm not saying he's not like horrible, but you know, he's
when your defensive line is getting blown off the ball 5 yards every play, it's hard for a linebacker to be special at all. It's just what it is. And with Williams, I told you Swift. I've never been a believer in Swift. I think Williams is the more consistent guy, especially this season. I think Williams is going to go. I'm going. I think 15, 16 points.
Okay, that's not bad. I can agree with you. I think he's going to go over. I mean, I feel like you're putting him in no matter what. Yeah. And Swift right now, I think he's still banged up. They're just like saying he's healthy. I really think he's still banged up.
I think when you are always hurt, you want to push your way to get back into the game, but he's not ready. He really needed 2 more weeks.
Mm-hmm. All right, so my next one is my will they not is interesting is rookie out of Tampa Bay, tight end Cade Otton. Cade Otton. So he's projected really, really under right now. And they're going against Seattle, and he's projected to go 3.77, so about 4 points. The way he played in the last couple of weeks, I think he's going to hit over, but you never know. Seattle might just show up this week. But I still think he's going to hit over. That's just how I think, even though what's his face, the main guy that starts out, Cameron Brate.
Brate, yeah.
May come back because he had full practice, so that's the issue here. So,
I will actually take the under for that.
But the under is really low at 377. I still think he'll do over.
I'll take the under for that, just because I think Brady's going to go back to Cameron Brate. Okay. Brady's trying to do whatever he can do to survive, and that's why I'm talking about being disappointed. That entire division, your Atlanta Falcons should be doing more in that division because there's no one else in the division. I don't know. It's crap.
The entire division is a big. I don't know, man. It's a big question for me.
They all should have the toilet bowl trophy that you got. The entire division.
Yeah, he is a touchdown snatcher, essentially. Yeah, for sure. He's been like that even when Swift was in. Even when Swift was fully healthy, he was still getting touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like it's safe to say if you have one or the other, you put them both. When Swift fully comes back, then it probably won't be this week, probably next week or something. I still think you're still going to play him.
They can have the bus at running back and Campbell, and we'll put Williams in for the 1 yard line.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the way it is. It is, man. They'll throw him in there. But no, I just think that with the way Tom Brady, he's throwing the ball literally everywhere, and I'm not, and this is why I believe why the Rams aren't going to do hot again this week. I really don't think so, and especially with the recent injury of freaking
Matt Stafford,
Yeah, they're definitely gonna be really bad. So I'm assuming that I think that they use them both, and I think Kate Otten actually because Brady likes Kate Otten, but I
because he
know
kept him.
Cam Brady,
His
but
catch
I'm
rate
still gonna
was
go
really
over.
good. His catch rate was really good. I was surprised.
The
But
under is so
what's
low.
wrong with Mike Evans? What's wrong with him?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't.
I
I
just
can't. I don't know.
I
Like I
keep on
think
waiting for him to wake up and to be Mike Evans, and he's just
he's
not.
just a dude. He's
Yeah,
just a
just a
dude.
dude.
That's
Exactly.
it, man. He ain't doing anything else. Um, he has like 50 attempts a game, so there's enough food to go around. I believe so. Now the under is so low. I think that Kate Otten could be over on him, but if
All it takes
Cameron
is
Brake comes back,
three
Otten,
passes. It'll take three passes for you
I
to get
still
it.
think Otten will still be able to hit the over, but we'll see. You say under, I say over, and we
Yeah.
both agree on Williams. All right, so the 5 people in. First one to put a player into the chat. We'll talk about him. Jonathan, it seems like you're the only one here, but so maybe someone just watching and lurking and they'll type in a player before you. But we'll talk about that player. So go ahead, give me whoever player you want to talk about. We'll talk about that person. But no, it's gonna be
Mahomes and
interesting.
pass attempts. Wow.
Over under a Mahomes 70 pass attempt. Wow.
Oh man, that's good. Oh, you're funny.
I don't know.
We go
Yeah,
slightly under.
I'm gonna go under on that one, bro. Yeah, pick any player. Just pick any player.
Oh man, that's funny.
Just throw it in the chat. But no, to the 70 attempts, I think I'm gonna go under. I think they'll smoke them so hard that they just, hey, all right, bro, just take it easy.
Hopefully, I mean, you can see that he is doing everything. Think about it, he had 400 yards. They had like 60 or 70 yards rushing. Yeah, all the touchdowns. He did everything last week. It was amazing.
Look, I don't, so I've made a dedication to never draft Patrick Mahomes ever.
Why?
Because ever since he's been as good as he's been, I made it to like I've always felt it was a good challenge. I have never been able to beat him when it comes to any type of fantasy week or something. If my opponent actually had him,
You just lose no matter what.
I would lose, but I would lose by not much. This week, Mark had him in the guillotine and he caught up.
Yep.
So I lost to him.
Just with
I
one play.
lost to Patrick Mahomes almost every time. And it seems like every single time I play him in any leagues, those are the days he goes off. If this man has like 50 plus points in the back of your head, you can say Martin's probably playing him somewhere out there in the world right now because he just put up 50 points and
And one
Martin
of his
lost
12
by 1 or 2. I'm
Martin did
telling
something.
you, every time. Every freaking time. It's just
Yeah, well, no, I love him. He's almost like a cheat code. It's we talk about MVP, but he's like literally he should be the front runner all the time. And it's like it should be like a category. Like you got Mahomes over here, and then everybody else, and you got to give him equal chances. Like Mahomes doesn't have the same chances as all the other guys.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Jonathan's gave us his player. It says Alante Taylor.
That's the DB in
That's
New Orleans, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be. Let's see. You know what? I don't even have to look it up, but I think that's gonna be an over. I bet you anything he probably has a low over under or low prediction for his points.
Hold on, let me look.
Alante Taylor.
3.2 points.
Oh, that's. I think that's gonna be over.
Yep. And
let's see. We go ahead.
So Pittsburgh. So last week it was in Baltimore. It was 5 points. The week before that it was the Vegas. It was 6 points.
Mm-hmm.
The week before Arizona it was 3. Mm-hmm. But that's the first time he got in the game.
That was the first day back since his injury. So because he had that knee injury. I remember that. Yeah. I'm gonna put over on this.
I think you have to. I mean, at 3.2. He only had 3 points one time against Arizona when he was first coming back. You gotta go over. That just makes too much sense.
Yeah. If we don't know him, James Conner, what would I do with him? Well, I mean, we know who he is. But what do I do with him? That's. I hope you have Benjamin. I'm putting him in. The only time I'm putting him in when he's healthy.
Yeah,
he'll produce because when he is there, he's gonna do something. But if he's not there, then I don't know what to tell you. All right, Higbee. Oh, yeah. So, all right, you just came in right after he said Alontae Taylor. All right, I'm gonna give you a freebie since you're late-ish. You're like a whole minute. He had you by a whole minute. Higbee. Should I still hold on him or drop? He was doing good in the beginning, but not recently. I'm gonna let Brian take this one before I trash on him.
Yeah, because I was gonna say you got to drop Higbee right now because it doesn't make any sense. Why hold on to him? Because who's gonna give him the ball? Who's going to give him the ball right now? I mean, the Rams are just garbage.
But usually, tight ends are the quarterback's best friends, especially the rookies or especially the lower tiered ones.
Yeah.
But I had Higbee in my dynasty league all last season. Okay.
I'm sorry.
And I am now 100. Like just like Taysom Hill. I will never play him again. I have put him in my in my burn book or whatever you want to call it. He is in that category. I will never fish him out of my chimney. I threw him in the fire. I'll never fish him back out because Tyler Higbee plays almost 80 to 100% of snaps on that offense. And why is it that this man cannot get himself a touchdown?
He has not had a touchdown. He can't get more than 4 catches. I mean, I put Higbee in the same level I put Evan Ingram because every time I get them, they don't produce. It pisses me off so much. I don't understand. Higbee and Ingram, the last 2 years has been one or the other, have always screwed me over in one of my leagues. Always.
I can't anymore. I can't. He's one of those guys that they utilize. He's there for blocking, really. He gets 40-something yards on a good day, 50 yards on a really good day. What's his best game? But I know he hasn't had a touchdown, and that's what we need.
No, so 0 points Tampa, 1.5 in San Francisco, 0.7 Carolina, 4 Dallas,
okay,
7.3 in San Francisco.
So Atlanta and San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I'll even throw Arizona in there. Because to me, that's okay for a tight end. If you give me 6 points or higher, I'm okay with that. That was it. But then let's look at the targets. Atlanta, 9. Yeah. Arizona, 4. That's not good, but yeah, he still was production off those 4. And then the following game was 14, and then 10, and then 2. Like, this man's all over the place. I cannot. No. I'm swapping out for Dolcic. Like,
as I say, Dolcic. I picked him up. I love Dolcic now. You know, if he gets the ball, he's good. He's electric. I mean, he's explosive. I like that. And Russ needs help. So that's just what it is. You know, Russ ain't gonna cook, but Russ needs some help. And Dolcic can give him the takeout he needs.
Yeah. Another one that I'm actually kind of looking at too. Daniel Bellinger might be.
Bellinger. Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had a bad week. I get it. But he's been consistent. I like what they're doing. Like, they're giving him at least 5 targets. If they're playing a really good defense, then they shut him down. But Dolcic might be but I think he's out, right?
Yeah.
How long is he out for? But you need him for this week, so I don't even count him in. Tommy Tremble might be I don't know how deep your league is, but I'm looking at Tommy Tremble as well. 4 targets. I might give it another week before I actually look at Tommy Tremble. If he does okay against Atlanta, because the first game he didn't do that good against Atlanta, but last week against Cincinnati he did fine.
You're missing the guy, man. I'm telling you, the guy you told me that he was going to be a good one, good tight end. I didn't believe you. You've been getting on me ever since. Cole Kmet is the dude. Cole Kmet is still available in a lot of leagues. He's only owned like 12% of the leagues.
The thing is, a lot of people don't have faith in that entire offense because of what they see. It's a run defense.
It definitely is.
Or a run offense.
But now that you have someone that's going to stretch the field, I feel like that's what opened up the underneath for Cole Kmet. And
I need another week of that. I need another week of that. I'm not. Cole Kmet was supposed to do good from the get-go. His first 3 weeks, horrible. After the fourth week, I'm like, God, they're clearly not using him.
They figured out how to block and keep Cole Kmet out there. Before, he had to be in because they didn't know what to do. I think they figured out how to let him out.
Jonathan says I've dropped Higbee for Dolchich.
Good job. I wish I had some clap.
Are you done with Kamara too? No. I mean, I've never had Kamara myself, but if I had him, I think this might be the last year. I really think that next year he's going to be suspended because his trial's coming up.
I don't know.
Was it Tuesday or March? I can't remember what it was.
I think it's March, but I still don't know if he's going to be suspended. And if he gets suspended, it'll be like 4 game suspension.
I'm trading this man in Dynasty though. That's for sure.
Dynasty. You can get something.
Dynasty, you trade him now before the season ends. Yeah. Before the season ends. Because if you wait till after the season, you're not going to be able to trade him because he's going to get suspended in March.
Yep.
Yeah, I would definitely. Bellinger's out. I'm assuming that's what Bellinger.
Yeah, he's out.
What about Kmet? They run a lot of. Yeah. And I still need to see another week of that.
I mean, as I said, 3 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. He's the big red zone thing. I mean, Claypool's there now too. So he stretched
that's right. He did get one against Dallas, huh?
And now Detroit.
You know what?
How bad Detroit is. I think Kmet could be that dude.
Yeah, you know what? No, I forgot he got that one against Dallas.
Yep.
He might be.
This might be the dude to get. He might be the one who wins you your league. Cole Kmet might be that guy that you pick off the trash heap, and all the tight ends around are doing nothing, and all of a sudden he gets you 10 points.
He's got the Jets, he's got Philly, and he's got Buffalo. Same games that I would not start Fields is the same games I wouldn't put him in. But he has Detroit last week.
And I think I don't mind him against Detroit. I don't mind him against Green Bay. I don't mind him against Minnesota.
Well, they're not playing Minnesota. Well,
that's the last one.
But by the
depending on where you are, how your commissioner did your league.
Look, if you guys are playing 18 weeks,
18, yeah.
Why?
Your commissioner didn't know what he was doing. That's what that means.
Because there's a bye week on week 14 or I think there's bye weeks still. On week 14 is the last bye week.
Yeah.
So why I don't know. The thing is, I don't like the final week is because the teams that they know they're going to make the playoffs
are going to rest their guys.
Yes, they rest their guys, which ends up hurting you in the final game of your championship week. So that's why I don't do last week. Coleman just needs the ball. Yeah. March, he won't get anything happen to him to push it back to lack of evidence. Okay. Well.
Yeah, that's not biased.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm just saying. Yeah, look, Notre Dame produces tight ends.
Yes, they do. I forgot that Claypool's from Notre Dame.
Yeah. They create monsters out there, man. The thing is, I'm not. I did forget about that touchdown against Dallas.
Yeah.
I'm okay with Cole Kmet, but I'm not like for the next. Like again, Chicago should do good for the next 2 games. They have Atlanta, and Atlanta is hit or miss. Sometimes they're really good, sometimes they're not. I don't even know, and I'm a Falcons fan. Like it's just they just play with me, and my emotions is nuts. But I'm not putting them against the Jets. I'm putting them against the Green Bay. I'll do Green Bay. Then they got the bye week. Then they got Philadelphia and Buffalo. That's.
He's your backup tight end.
You're not playing him. That's 3 weeks you're not playing him, and then if you want to hold them to week 17, yeah, sure, go ahead.
But he's your backup tight end. So I'm just saying, like, if you have him and you have
but
he's your backup tight end.
Higbee. We're still on.
You still drop Higbee, and you get Dolchich and you get Kmet, and I think you're going to be just fine.
So you're saying pick them both up.
Both up. Yep.
Well, then the question is, who's he going to play this week? Dolchich or
Kmet. This week Kmet. Kmet the next 2 weeks, I will definitely play him.
And then bench him against the Jets.
Dolchich after that. And because then now you have 3 weeks when you're going to be going into. Yeah.
Dolchich should be. All right, so they got the bye this week, right?
Yep. So
you're going to get Kmet. Then they got Tennessee, Las Vegas, Carolina. So the week 13 that you're going to bench, last week 12. Week 12, he's got Carolina. I'd still put Dolchich over Kmet on week 12. I'm not putting anybody against the Jets. That defense is.
This is the best they've looked in a long time, but I still worry about the Jets turning back into a pumpkin. Not that I'm going to play Kmet. I just don't know how good they're going to still be.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. All right, well, hope that helped you out, Alejandro. I really hope that helped you out because I know I believe in you, man. I think you're left in our guillotine league, and I believe in you, man. I think you could take it.
Look, the only way you're going to take it is because you're going to go against me in the finals, and then Mark changes the points to make sure that I lose. So that's the only way this is happening. And even if I do win, if he has to send me a jersey, it'll probably be a Green Bay jersey, and then I'll never have to be able to wear
Simone, yeah, dude, I think you do, man. You got to play smart.
Yeah.
Did he make any waiver claims this week? Let me check. Did you? I hope you did, man. I really hope you did. Oh, you got Khalil Herbert. Okay.
I'm okay with that.
You got Khalil Herbert. That's not a bad pick. I know he was one of the higher ones too. Let's see. Mark had a good week on that.
Finally, he needed it. He deserved it. After what he did last week.
Let's see. So he got himself Khalil Herbert.
Let's ask you, what do you think about dropping AJ Dillon this week, especially with Aaron Jones being hurt and possibly not playing?
If Aaron Jones is not playing, you play Dillon. But then once Jones comes back, I'm out.
If he does, I think this injury is more serious.
I think so too. But I'm keeping Dillon though. I'm keeping Dillon for sure.
That's why.
I almost dropped him because
Mark dropped him and picked up Montgomery, which for this week is good. But I wouldn't want to drop Dillon.
I don't know.
Not now.
But for Montgomery, I think that's fine. But for this week, I think he could have done something else. But hey, look, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm just watching the show now, and I'm excited for what happens and who comes out with it. There's a few people that I wish shouldn't be in there. You're not one of them, surprisingly.
Let's wait.
You're not one of them that I really want out of that league. There's one only because he has a mouth, and two because I don't think he's ever came back to the channel.
Oh, that guy? Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm not gonna say who he is, but I don't think he's ever came back. I mean they don't put the boot on for no reason. Sometimes, obviously, yeah. But look, we'll see, man. But I'm still to putting Dillon in. If Jones is completely out, because it's not a bad matchup. But so all right, so we're gonna end the show here soon, but we're gonna watch as usual on Wednesdays what comes out. Bleacher Report comes out with Gridiron Heights. If you didn't watch it today, we're gonna watch it today. This one's not that long, but the title of this one is called Geno Smith is Cooking and Brady is Freaking Out. That is the title of this one. So let's fire this up. And then we'll pretty much call it a day. Yeah.
I'm all for it. Let's go.
So let me see if make sure if the audio is still good. All right, good. All right, let's do this.
Europe, home of Florida football. Nothing says Munich like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
It's the famed American Hawkskin player.
This happens everywhere.
Geno Smith. It's Eugene Schmidt.
It's all about the team, baby. Is that right, Tyler Lockett?
You know my name? Wow. Russ always said that's what our numbers were for.
So you guys know why. So if you so here's the thing.
Oh,
The Seahawks are loved over there for some reason.
in
They are
Germany?
loved in Germany. So that's actually really funny. That they know Geno Smith over that. I think that's hilarious.
No, what Tyler Lockett said it because he's been saying about Russell Wilson the last couple of weeks. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if you go to Germany, there's more Seahawks fans out there than anything. So I think that's funny. All right, so let's continue with this.
They should call me kind of dancer.
Another.
It's okay,
You
Tom.
want me to fight him?
So get this. I give Gino directions to the beer garden, and he actually followed.
Woo! No one beats me
Wow.
at hanging out.
Carbs.
Not a single one of my 7 rings is worth more than this pretzel. Let's go!
Don't worry, it's no longer dangerous.
He has the best foot, so he is the best footballer.
Nah.
That cannot matter less. I'm getting married.
So how do you keep getting better as you get older?
The trick is to get the hell away from New Jersey.
Hey, look, look.
White guy with the beard is Gronk. Oh, wait, that is Gronk.
Nobody showed up today except for the kickers.
3 points. That's so many. Field goal.
And Mariota with a 5-yard pass to, I don't know, I don't care, to take the lead over the coachless Panthers. God damn it. I'm Al Michaels. That used to mean something.
That's right, Al. Also, check out Amazon's Thursday Night Football, Basketball. Finally, basketball players talking over football about basketball and maybe football.
No. Oh my god.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
I wasn't ready for all that. That was great. Just so much.
That was too much in one. That was too much.
Oh,
All right, guys. Again, tomorrow's Thursday. We're gonna probably do another breakdown of tomorrow's Thursday game. Myself and Mark will come during the day if he can. If he can't, yes, that was amazing. That was amazing. That was a good one actually. So, if Mark can't make it, I'll swing by real quick and make a quick 30-minute video of questions and start sits and whatever for the week. Because tomorrow we have Atlanta and the Panthers. So, it's honestly, I think it's going to be a good one because both teams, you never know what you're going to get. Like you really don't. That entire division.
are you surprised PJ Walker is starting again?
The way things are going, no.
I'm surprised. I really thought it got better when they benched him. It got better.
You can't break what's broken. Unless your name is Dak Prescott, and that's the only reason. The only reason why you break that up and you put some, you know what you're gonna get. But yeah, Alejandro, later, man. I'm rooting for you, man. I really am. I'm rooting for you. I hope you make it. Baker time? No, it's not Baker time.
It will be at halftime.
No, it's not Baker time. We're gonna be baking cookies is we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be baking crap. No, Baker. I don't know. I feel like they shouldn't.
It got better when he went in the game. I'm just saying. DJ Moore was pissed. He was like, "What the hell, dude?"
Look, I was mad because I was I had DJ Moore, so I don't know. We'll see what happens if they do bring him in again. Again, like I said, I don't know what you're gonna get in that division. That division is so weird. I don't know. Again, Brian, thank you for coming in. If you guys don't know who he is, he's part of our crew, Nerd Huddle, and he's part of the Spoiler Kings. This guy has time for movies and TV and football, and he runs like every restaurant of Culver's in America. He might just be around the corner at your Culver's. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how you do it. But tomorrow, what are you doing on?
You do your military thing. You do
Here we go.
7 shows of Dynasty Pile-Out every week. You in all the comments for every show that we do. You're in school. What are you talking about? Actually, you guys don't know. We're actually the same person. I know, like Mark and Take looking like me and him are actually the same person. We're on 24 hours a day. Literally are. We both paint our houses green, so we got green screens everywhere. This is really cool. That's exactly how it is.
Guys, if you guys are watching on Twitch, I think I got one of you here, so I'll probably end up switching some Overwatch or Mario Kart here in a bit. So, but yeah. So, anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow. And then Sunday,
I will be out tomorrow, guys. That's gonna be amazing on Twitch.
but then Sunday I'll be doing a live stream while I'm down the strip. I'm probably gonna try and use my phone and just kind of walk the way, and then see. I don't know if I'll be in the stadium by then. I don't think they'll open the doors by then. So.
I mean, if you do about 11, maybe.
But then will I be able to leave?
No.
That's the thing. I don't know if I'm going to be there 4 hours before the game. Yeah, I don't know about that. So, anyways, again, thanks guys for coming in. Brian, again, thanks again. That's our show. So, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever the hell you guys are at. Take care of yourselves. I will see you guys tomorrow when we break down the Atlanta and Panthers show, and then Sunday should be a good one. I'm hope that Tank will be there because I missed doing a show with him. I haven't been on, I think, once.
Amazing. I was like, man, I ain't got to do any controls. I just talk about football. It was amazing.
Yeah, hopefully he's back this week, but we'll see. If not, I'll be there for sure. So, and guys, just take it easy. We'll see. I'll see you guys tomorrow. For sure. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.
See you guys.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate.